call this a room? This is a pigsty. I want you to straighten up this area now. You are a disgusting slob. Are you listening to me? What do you want to do with your life? I want to rot.
Scene. Hey. Hi. Thanks for being here. Hello. I'm Bill Mish. I'm in the Bill Mish Show. Hello. So, thanks for being here. It's been a wild summer. It's been crazy. It's been kooky. It's been fun. Making noise. That's what I do. All right. So I got some stuff to talk to you about. I'm going to get to the bottom of it. You see where I'm going with this, right? Yeah, I'm going there. All right. I'm going there. Why not? So, guys, it's been a while. It's been a bit since I've gone on. Yeah. I've got a lot of things going through my mind tonight. Hang on. Totally should not have muted that. That was awesome. That was it was awesome. That was great. I wish I would have not pushed that button. So for the next one, I won't. Red Pill. Chris Coon. John Barry, my bro. My Navy bro. Yeah, maybe Red Pill. Yeah, well, maybe next time. You guys notice anything different about me tonight? Can you tell? Can you see anything different about me tonight? Straight out of Compton. All right. Let me get that off. All right. So, tire rack, a warrior hat. I'll look for my $5,000 check in the mail because you want to appeal to my 83 subs. Hey, I'm going to cash a check, right? That's how I roll. So I did my due diligence. I had the hat on. Yeah, Chris Coon's got it. You have a hat on. I did. But now that hat's off, Chris Coon, let me offer you the fact that I'm going to wear another hat tonight. And it's a hat of truth. I'm going to go swiftly and randomly through some truths. Now, guys, I am not, if you've been here, you understand that I've had a hell of a summer. I have. I have had a hell of a summer as being a homeowner. And I've lived in this house for 13 years, but my basement has flooded twice between July and September. It's been rough. It's been hard. But it's nothing compared to what anybody else, like I look at what people are going through in America, and I just think, Jesus, thank God for what I got instead of what I deserve. But man, I've had a tough summer. I have. It was close. It was almost good. That sucked. Anyway, that was mostly diaphragm, not gas. We'll see if it comes back. Anyway, there's a lot going on right now. Today. Today, specifically. Good to see you all, by the way. Fantastic that you all showed up. Can't believe you're here. Guys, yeah, that sucked. 20 Q drops today. 20. That's a shitload in Q world. And we're going to go through them. We're going to go through them quickly. I probably won't belabor the ones that are just kind of like little shots to the deep state, because those are meant to be shots to the deep state. But more importantly, I want to get to the ones that are awakening red pills for you, for me. I'm you, guys. I'm you. If you're watching this, we're together. We are part of the awakening process. But I'm going to tell you something right now. Let me just break it down and be real. I know you thought I was going to Alex Jones, but I'm not. So there's that. But let me tell you, I feel redundant saying this right now, but I'm going to say it anyway. Guys, you have to realize something. I've been following Q almost. I haven't been there from the day Q surfaced, but I've been following Q for like since mid-November. Let's just say that. Once it became a thing, I've been following Q. And I've been a truther for way longer than Q has been around. I've been filling my stupid bald egghead with all kinds of things because I've told you before, I prayed for wisdom. Wisdom. I wanted it. I wanted to know the truth. I was sick and tired of being lied to. I was tired of it. So I had been filling myself with truth and been a truther long before Q. And then Q came around and I started measuring the truth bombs that Q was dropping with the other truth that I knew. And it was lining up. That's why I was so emphatic about how I felt about Q. If you remember back when I did an interview, I did one with Marf. I did a couple others actually, but they were on, small channels. But I did the one with Marf, and by the time I got to that point where I was talking about Q and the truth, it was because, in my opinion, it was happening. It was real. What Q was bringing to the table was real. And about that time, you started seeing all the disinformation that was coming out. And anybody that researched Q and listened to Q and watched everything in the reactions that were going on. I mean, for God's sakes, Q called out what was going on in North Korea months before it happened. And then it happened. I mean, there's too many things that were coincidental in the Q movement to be coincidental. They weren't. They were true. They were real. Very real. And that's why I can fully back solid that movement. I can. Now, as we move forward, everything is becoming more and more clear to those that continue to be in the truth movement. If you stayed with the Q drops, you see, you recognize, you know how far against the wall the deep state has their back, and it's beautiful. It's glorious. It's absolutely glorious. But it is. It is what it is. It is what it is. But it is. On the real. It's difficult to put it into words. But yet it's easy to express how full of adulation I feel watching it go down, because it has been an uphill struggle. The truth movement has been tough. It's been tough because Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, all of this has made it difficult on the bigger channels and the bigger followings to get the truth out. They are in full-fledged panic mode, and Q sums it up eloquently, by the way, talking about panic in DC, and then breaks it down a million different ways of why there's panic in DC, and I'll get to that. I will. I'm not planning on doing, I guess, a short video tonight because I haven't done it in a while. But I just wanted to pop in and say hello, and then, hey, Headless, and get into some Q drops and talk about them a little bit. I've had some people reach out to me that are parts of different channels where the host has asked them to reach out and, hey, have this guy get a hold of me and this kind of stuff. Man, to be honest, I don't have time. I've had a rough year being a homeowner. It's been rough. I don't know. Anyway, I have a sip of beer, and then we're going to get into some Q drops. We'll talk a little bit more. Awesome that you're here. Glad you're all here. Cheers. Absolutely cheers. Good to see you. It's good. It's good. Absolutely Headless. Cheers. Hello. My neck is making noise. I've missed you guys. I'll tell you that. I missed you. But you guys know how that goes. you know, sometimes the things that you love to do most, like this, the nice bourbon. Whoa. Bet you drink me under the table, Headless. You start cracking out bourbon, dude, I'll start seeing the back of my eyelids. Yeah, Christy. Yes, absolutely. Life does happen. And the one thing that's got to happen is that you got to take care of life. So what are you going to do? I have spoken a little bit with my bros. There's a couple bros that I've kept touch with, and it's been good. It's been good. I've caught some shit from them. It's okay. I know that I came on doing my show and that kind of stuff, and even working from home, even running your own gig seems like, some of you might go, wow, man, that's like a perfect scenario. I wish I could do that. Guys, it comes with headaches for sure. And you take things that happen in your everyday life, there's headaches too. So the grass, I guess what I'm saying, isn't always greener on the other side. It's got its advantages, but it's really, it is what it is. It is what it is. So there's that. But I digress. Anyway, let me get into the Q posts tonight. Let me see what you guys are saying. Just dropped a tweet with the link to the show. Thanks, Red Pill. Appreciate it, dude. Slammed a nice big shadow. Turkey. Wild turkey. Man, dude. The guy from my favorite band used to drink wild turkey. That was Philip Anselmo from Pantera. Yeah. He liked wild turkey. Taste it with a beer. Love it. Earn Dog. What is up, my cooking Masaki? What's up, brother? Good to see you, dude. Haven't talked to you in a while, Earn Dog. Thanks for coming, dude. Good to see you. Great to see all of you. P.S. A lot of Q drops. I went back. I looked today. There were 20. There were 20 Q drops. 20. Y'all watching what's going on outside of the Q drops with the Brett Kavanaugh confirmation hearings of what's going on there? How they drilled and grilled this guy for 2 weeks on Capitol Hill. All the Democrats, all the Republicans, the Republicans took it easy on him. It's President Trump's guy. But the Dems lost their damn minds, lost their freaking minds in their questioning. Cory Booker, I am Spartacus moment. If you don't know about that, look it up. It's a play. It's an opera being played out in front of us. It's been tough to watch, but nothing more of an opera than what we've seen in the last 3 or 4 days. That's been tough. It's been difficult. I'll go into that. What's going on, Ern? Sorry to hear that, man. But yeah, elaborate. So the last 3-4 days have been very difficult watching what's going on, because obviously Supreme Court Justice to be Brett Kavanaugh, who is a judge, is about to be confirmed. And it's been difficult because a new letter surfaced saying from a woman that he forced himself upon her like 35 years ago, back in high school. It's weird. I don't want to discount. I don't want to say anything like this woman didn't have something like that happen to her. I mean, she quite possibly did, but it's very weird that the circumstances are revolving around the fact that it's Brett Kavanaugh, and she comes out and says that she wrote the letter once she found out that his name was on a short list. However, it took her and her husband going through counseling in 2012 to even remember when it happened. And the other gentleman that she implicates in it says, I don't even know what the hell you're talking about. And Brett Kavanaugh says, I wasn't even at this party that you're talking about in high school, along with many, many women that not only one, I think, dated Kavanaugh in high school, but the other ones were ones that knew him all through his college career and said, this is not the scope of this man. This is not how he is or who he was. Now, listen, when you spend enough time with somebody, time is what gives you your credibility. It does. When you're with somebody, even in a social atmosphere, you ever heard the term their true colors come shining through? Cyndi Lauper. Their true colors come shining through. Many, many women, many people in this man's life talked about this guy's true colors. They don't line up with what we're hearing. Now, I will tell you one thing too. Would it surprise you to know that the woman that is accusing Judge Brett Kavanaugh, future Supreme Court nominee Justice Kavanaugh, would it surprise you to know that her parents, her mom and dad, back in 1996, had an issue within the courts that had to deal with a bankruptcy. and it went before a court and it went before a judge. Do you know who the judge was that had to rule on this woman that claims that Kavanaugh did this? Do you know who the judge was that had to rule against or for her parents? I'll give you 30 seconds. Do you know who the judge was that ruled for or against the woman that is bringing up the now 35 years later charges against Kavanaugh? Her parents were in court. Red pill don't even need 30 seconds. Yeah, absolutely. It was Kavanaugh's mom that ruled against the woman that's accusing him of the party sexual thing. Kavanaugh's mom is the one. I'm not saying she's lying. I'm definitely not saying she's lying. But I'm saying that sometimes the truth is stranger than fiction. I think the Republicans are handling this brilliantly by saying that we need to get these both up on Capitol Hill and we need to be fully transparent and let's talk about it. Let's hash it out. But while that's going on, guys, this whole victory that the Democrats want to win by getting this woman up, to delay the confirmation hearing of Brett Kavanaugh, who is probably the most well-qualified judge in our country. While that's going on, Q is dropping bombs of truth. And I mentioned that he dropped 20 of them, or Q, or it, or they, or whatever. But Q dropped 20 truth bombs today. None more important, in my opinion, than in the last 3-4 hours. So I'll go to those. Pardon me. So at 6:45 tonight, Q says activate Sessions. Jeff. Yeah, activate Sessions, who's been behind the scenes. So that's a big deal. Then we hear goodbye, Mr. Rosenstein. That's Rod Rosenstein, the Assistant Attorney General of the U.S. Goodbye. Goodbye, Mr. Mueller. Mr. Mueller, former head of the FBI, who is now the lead investigator in the Russian collusion, which there is no collusion. There is no witch hunt. It is a witch hunt, but there is no collusion. There's nothing tying anything to President Trump. And then says Patriots in control. Q. Well, that's phenomenal. I'm just here to tell you. And then this is a reference back to April 24th of this year. So rewind 5, 6, 7 months. I don't know. My math sucks, but we're in September. And you go back to April 24th and people were saying that, hey, Q, when's this going to happen? Because Q had referenced red carpet event. And they said, when is this going to happen? And Q specifically said, should we tell all the good people watching? April 24th of this year, by the way, Q says this. Should we tell all the good people watching the day and time? Red carpet rollout? Think logically. The world is watching Q. Well, what was tonight? Before I tell you, let me say that President Trump signed in to have the FISA unredacted portions of the FISA report opened up to the likes of Joe Q. Plumber, you and me. He opened it up. He said, yeah, it's time it comes out. It's time. But what else is tonight? There's no coincidences. The reason that it got released tonight was because the Emmys, which I haven't watched those things since I was 8 years old, but you know what? The whole basis of Q referencing the red carpet event is because the Emmys rolls out the red carpet just like those douchebags and the Oscars and all of that. And it was a timestamp for the Great Awakening. This is what's going on. Q reference as early as April that when the FISA court documents would be released, it would be a red carpet event. And that's today. That's right now. So Q is dropping the information. This has been the most romantic, beautiful chess move. Play of chess that one could even believe. If you don't believe the beauty in what's going on with the Great Awakening, then you are a shill or you're just dead asleep. But you're neither one of those if you're watching my channel, because you wouldn't even be here right now if you were dead ass asleep. This is the most magnificent thing that we can witness. And speaking of witness, put it in your witness billfold, because these are bullet points that you are going to have within your repertoire within the next week or two. That's going to wake up the general public. It's going to, you're going to need these arrows in your quiver. And fortunately, most of you do. So Q says, should we tell all the good people watching the day and time? The red carpet rollout? Think logically. The world is watching. This is April 24th of this year. Q is telling us that the world is watching. They were already all in tune saying that there's something way bigger than what's going on. Q couldn't give the answer. The world is watching, and they are watching, and they were watching. And the Great Awakening was happening. The world was waking up just like you're awake. It's beautiful. So going on, and there's been a million drops between April and now, but the important ones that Q wants to express to us is, again, in Q drop 2198, the world is watching Q, and then says, panic. Guys, understand the gravity in what I'm about to tell you if you don't know. This is today that this was said. Today. Q says, panic in DC, all in caps. Democrats offering to kill the sexual assault allegation versus Judge Kavanaugh in exchange for the immediate pullback of the declassified FISA documents. Now, you may not believe in Q, but you know what? If Q's wrong, I'll shut my channel down and walk away. I won't say another thing. Q is not a figment of anybody's imagination. It's real. It's 100% real. I'm sorry if you don't believe it, but it is. People that claim to have confirmation or conversations with somebody that is Q or knows Q are liars. It's just not true. And we're at the point now where we don't need to entertain any of that shit. I'm not going to. So Q says, now think about the gravity. I'm going to repeat what I just read, but think about this. Assuming that Q, which I do, doesn't have information or the ability to talk with any individual and only communicates with people through the 8chan boards, that there's no outside influence at all, says panic in DC. Democrats offering to kill the sexual assault allegations versus Judge Kavanaugh in exchange for immediate pullback of the declassified. You know what President Trump says? Judge Kavanaugh will be confirmed regardless. This plan, the Great Awakening, the plan is 100% 8D chess. It doesn't matter. It's 8D chess, so there's that. It's 8D chess. But this is a Q drop that references this. And then again, Q references right after that. Panic in DC. Lynch talking. Do you know who that is? Lynch talking. Q is referencing Loretta Lynch. Loretta Lynch was the Attorney General during Barack Hussein Obama, and who was caught on the tarmac in her private plane when Slick Willie and his bitch-ass wife slid up and he walked off the plane. Y'all remember it. Got onto her plane, and then there was a little to-do, and he got off the plane, and he said, we were just talking about the grandkids and golfing. We were just talking about grandkids and golfing. Bull fucking shit. He was offering her her position on the Supreme Court. Had she looked the other way, on all of the collusion within Hillary's emails and all of that shit. It's not even funny. But Q says Lynch talking. That's not good for them. It's fantastic for the Patriots. Hoorah! Ow! It's good for the Patriots. Loretta Lynch is talking. That's phenomenal news. There's also talk, so I heard, that when Bill Clinton got on her plane, she felt very uncomfortable. Can't see why. I'm a nice guy. She was very uncomfortable when he got on her plane because he was laying it out to her, you guys. He wasn't talking about his grandkids and he wasn't talking about golf. He was talking about collusion so that his wife could become the president if she would look the other way. The only reason she didn't become president is because enough of us sons of bitches were awake to not vote her in. Okay? That's what happened. But that didn't prevent him from trying to exercise his post-presidential power, from offering her that should Hillary get into the presidential office, that she would be the next Supreme Court justice. That it's just cut and dry. That's what it was about. All she had to do was look the other way. Next Q post. Panic in DC. RR in the kill brackets, which is Rod Rosenstein, the Assistant Attorney General right now of the United States, requests his second meeting with the President of the United States. Guess what President Trump said now for the second time and as many weeks? He said, ain't happening. I'm not doing it. Because Rosenstein is as dirty as it gets. Rosenstein's a backstabbing. In the words of Jim Jeffries, Rosenstein's a cunt. Rosenstein. He's a cunt. He's a backstabbing, seditious, treasonous motherfucker. I'm sorry. He is. Actually, I'm not sorry. He is what he is. So that's what he is. Q just drops these bombs, man. Listen. Next one. They all had the same narrative, let me tell you. Panic in DC. The next one. Sessions and Huber weekend meetings. And the S is, plural meetings. I'm guessing this was this last weekend. Sessions and Huber. Huber is going to be the one that's trying all these people from the $45,000 to $50,000 or 50,000 unredacted. What the fuck you call them? Yeah. Anyway, 45 to 50,000 indictments. That's the word, indictments. These people are going down. So there was multiple meetings between Huber and Sessions. Then Q doubles down again and says, panic in DC. It's amazing. Q is just putting that as the header in each of these drops. Panic in DC. If you think about it, it's huge. So panic in DC. Sessions, Jeff Sessions, Attorney General of the U.S., classified letter to the Supreme Court Justices 1 and 2. A recusal for an unrecusal. Sessions is now requesting to the Supreme Court that he be unrecused from his initial recusal from the whole Russian probe. Game, set, match. Everybody gave him shit. How could you recuse yourself? POTUS, President of the United States. How could he recuse himself? Hey, Jeff, we're waiting for you to jump on board. How could you not investigate this Russian witch hunt? How could you not get involved in this? How are you not looking at all this exculpatory evidence against Hillary and Comey? All of this shit. Podesta, all of it. Well, it's all part of the plan. And that's one thing that Q has told most of us to do from the day we started following, was to trust the plan. Trust the plan. And I have trusted this plan wholeheartedly. I've let truth be my North Star in all of this. I trust the plan, and I see what's going on. And it's going on, and they're going down. There ain't no doubt. Nobody wants to be made a fool of. I hear people like Monograph. Sure do. Sure does. He ain't gonna do it. Sure won't. Listen. He's a smart guy in a lot of regards. But that is a disinformation shill. There ain't no doubt that he's that. Sure ain't. And it bums me out because I like Monty. I do. I do. But he ain't awake, or he chooses not to be awake, or he just, I'm sorry, he's wrong. He's wrong. He's flat ass fucking wrong. He's wrong. Sure is. Wrong. I think he's wrong too. I think he's wrong. What do you think, Richie? I don't know what he is, but I digress because I don't want to tell anybody how I feel. Sure do. He's wrong. And, I don't know what will happen to these people that are paid to put the disinformation to send people off into different directions. Sure don't. But I hope that something's going to happen. I do. I hope something's going to happen. So, I've talked about Panic in DC, Panic with Loretta Lynch, Panic because Sessions and Huber had weekend meetings talking about the 45,000. Fuck. I lost it again. But, people are going to arrest. And then the final one is Panic in DC. Sessions classified letter to the Supreme Court justices. Recusal, unrecusal, clarity, conflicts based on unclassified material, highest court authority approval queue. Guys, House of Cards going down. And if you followed along as long as you have, and listen, I've been awake a lot longer than I've been doing videos. A lot longer. And I suspect most of you have too. A lot of you have. I've spoken to a lot of you. I know you have. But our day of reckoning is days away. Maybe weeks away. Maybe. Months away? Nope. Ain't no way. The worlds are colliding. This is all colliding. It's totally colliding. So pat yourself on the back, because I think we've all made it, honestly, to now. We've made it to here. It's been hard, guys. I'm not going to lie. I've had a lot going on with the house. I won't rehash it, but that, whatever your mountain is in your life, that just is from living life, is difficult. Now throw being a truther on top of it, and it's like, Jesus Christ. I mean, it's been hard. It's been very hard knowing that the truth of the Great Awakening has been going on. And you keep expecting the truth to go, and you keep expecting it. You keep expecting it. And you continue, and you keep expecting it. It's been really damn difficult. Sure has. It's been hard as hell. This isn't a play. It's not a drama. This is life. And the bitch is that you don't know when the scene is supposed to be ending. And that wears a person down. That wears you down when you are a truther, when you want to be a truther. You know, I've made some bad decisions, guys. Even before I became a truther. You know, there's things in my life I wish I could take back, but that makes me human. It makes me real. And I imagine that most of you have moments like that in your life too. But do one thing, forgive yourself. Just know that it's okay. It's all right. Sure is. It's okay. We weren't born to be perfect, and we never will be. You know, what's most important, you guys, is what is right here in your heart. And, you know, like I said, I'm far from perfect, but love is a beautiful thing. And it'll get you through a lot of things. I think it's one of the most important things that you could do. So I've told you that a million times, but listen, forgive yourself. You're not perfect, people. I'm not. Pretty fucking far from perfect. In fact, I might be farther from perfect than any one of you. I probably am. In fact, I'm positive I am. I am. But I have a good outlook on life. And, these Q drops are telling me that the shit's about to hit the fan. So, whatever your hang up is, let it go. Forgive yourself and know that you got big shit on the horizon for you. And that's knowing the truth. So, I'm going to jump in for a second. I'm going to read the chat. Been going 51 minutes almost. Jesus. Sorry. Let's see what's going on. What's up with Red Pill? I see Red Pill in here. Dude, you got you got some shit's gonna crack me up. Tell me to look at it. Let me see. Where's my phone? My phone must be somewhere. Let's see. You guys remember what happened the last time Red Pill sent me something? That was difficult to overcome. In fact, I had to make that video private because it cracked me up so much, but then I was worried about the pastor watching that video. That was tough, man. I was like, I'd better all right. So let's see. Check one other thing. Yeah, I got nothing here. All right. So I'm gonna start whenever it is I start going live more permanently. I'm going to start opening a section and I'll get more into it. One thing I did do earlier, I saw a picture of President Trump and he was speaking today, and everybody in the audience was holding up their cell phones and they were like taking video shots, and from the back you could see that they were holding up their cell phones. So I made a comment based on what I saw, and I said, I hope to God that if they ever make like a cell phone gun, that those in the know can recognize it and understand that that's not just a cell phone, it's a gun. Because I was quite disturbed by everybody holding up these phones, and like the president is in their little window and they're all like filming him and shit. And these are people, I mean, they're holding a handheld device, was my point. And it kind of scared the hell out of me. Not to be a conspiracy theorist, but I started thinking about all the layers and things that are going on right now with the deep state going down, that they would throw all caution to the wind. Like, these people were just holding up a handheld device, pointing it at the president. Like, what if all you had to do was go, boom, pow, and there's a shot, center mass, boom, 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 anywhere. I mean, I'm sure his most vulnerable spot on his entire body has got to be his face, which is not a great thought. But if you thought about somebody having a cell phone with the ability to do that, that's a scary fucking thought. And so I made the statement, and I hope that it makes them understand at the White House that, you know what, maybe they've thought of it already. Maybe they are like, yeah, we're 10 steps ahead of that. And it wouldn't surprise me if they were. But Red Pill Marine, about 5 minutes later, sends me something and says, hey, man, they've already thought of that. Now, the difference is that with the cell phone he was doing, it looked like they had to like kick something to the side and make it actually look like a physical gun. Okay. And I understood that, But my thought was that if you hold it like a cell phone and it doesn't look like a gun, and where you're filming it out of with your fisheye lens, you went pop and it went boom, and it shot a small little projectile out of that. Not that you had to do something to convert it into a gun, was really what I was getting into. Anyway, I hope to God they've got this man covered. I'm not sure it would make a difference from this point going forward. I'm not. Because I think the movement is that big. But at any rate, I digress. So anyway, listen, big things ahead, in my opinion. I love you. I love y'all. And thanks for being here tonight. I'll try to do these more often, but as I've told a few people, I've had a hell of a summer. So nothing to do with you guys. Love you all. Love you all. And, listen, eyes open, ears open. Where we go one, we go all. Make America great again. Keep America great. Don't lose the message. We're going to win this shit. We are. But stay together. Stay together, So, with that, Bilmish.